Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pound of French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, and sundaes and apple pies. We want to hear all that stuff. See, Bill and I, we got our McRap game down. Howdy, folks. I'm Alfonso Rachel, my buddy Bill Whittle. This is the Virtue Signal. And Bill, I'm going to try to keep this short because I know that you cannot wait to get on down to McDonald's so you can get your lips around one of them adult Happy Meals. They got the adult Happy Meal now.
No, come on.
Yes, yeah. I don't know, man. When I think adult, wait. But I hope Bill brought me back some Happy Fries.
I got a fast car, man. That was awesome.
Woo!
Thanks for the heads up.
So, that being said, I mean, when I think about adult Happy Meal, I mean, I don't know, that for adults, I guess that really means happy hour, you know, where you can go and get a drink like half off.
Yeah.
And, you know, you might.
That's my Happy Meal is 3 vodka martinis at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you can get some chili cheese fries and some potato skins or something like that. That's your Happy Meal. But I don't know, man, what do you think about it? When you hear adult Happy Meal at McDonald's, what comes to mind for you?
I have to tell you, this is the honest truth. On our show, the other show we did this week, when I asked you the question, you said, man, I had no idea this was coming. We never know what's coming. I had not heard that there were adult Happy Meals until this very moment. I'll tell you what my first response to this would be, is that Happy Meals were put together for children.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's your 10-piece nuggets right there.
But my 10-piece nuggets is that it's put together for children. This is something we do for children. And the entire idea that McDonald's has decided to try this as a marketing ploy is telling me that they've done the research, because nobody spends the kind of money to roll out something like this without a significant amount of testing. And what that tells me is that the testing that McDonald's did, market testing prior to unveiling this brilliant plan, told them that more people than not would feel good about this. You know, there's a certain thing to be said for dignity and the right kind of pride, not willful pride, just a general sort of, you know, pride in yourself. I would be ashamed to order a Happy Meal. I really would. I'd be ashamed to order it. If I wanted everything that was in the Happy Meal and I had to pay another $4 to buy them separately, that's what I would do. You want the adult Happy Meal? No, I want a Big Mac, but I don't want this. The infantilization of culture continues, and I suspect that McDonald's is on the is riding the leading edge of this bell curve wave.
Yeah, it's like kill the kids. You know, we want make way for the adults. You know, get rid of them.
Get out of the way,
right?
kid.
That's my
throwing them out the door, through the glass.
Right.
This is my Happy Meal. And let me just add one thing, by the way. That's McDonald's. Look, if I go to Burger King, right, which I do occasionally because there's one closer than McDonald's, I don't ask for the paper crown. You know, I just don't. I don't get the paper crown and put it on when I'm eating my delicious Whopper Jr. with cheese, no pickles, because I would feel like a child if I did that. I would feel ridiculous.
I hear you, man. And that's where Paul is coming from. Paul said, look, man, when I was a kid, I thought like a kid. I'm a man now, right? I've done away with childish things. And, but it's despite, I guess, you know, the focus group that they had, you know, that you had mentioned, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going over too good. It's like a mixed bag. You know, on one hand, they're talking to employees.
Oh, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
What's in it?
Right.
They just pour nuggets and fries and onion rings in there and shake it up. Here's your adult Happy Meal. Sorry to cut you off.
And you'll be cool with that. You'll be cool with that, but you'll be disappointed about the toy. You know, you're going to be disappointed about the toy. And, but they're asking like employees, and employees are like, they're either sick of it, or maybe the return of it isn't like, you know, worth all the hype that it was supposed to be. Or people are going in there and say, yeah, I got it and I would never order it again. And I mean, I figure what makes a Happy Meal a Happy Meal, aside from that, is something that's supposed to be made for the kid. Well, a Happy Meal ain't, like, one thing people complain about is the price. So that on itself ain't going to be too much of a Happy Meal. What's between like $9 and $13? It's like, dude, That's already
was last week. It's probably $45 for a Happy Meal now.
Right. Oh man. And, and after you spend that for the gas to get there, just to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
But that takes a lot of the happiness out of the Happy Meal as it is. And not only that, there's not an adult there to pay for it for you. So, that kind of like ruins the whole Happy Meal effect, that it was supposed to be something that was given as a treat, when you were a kid.
Yes.
But, when I think about this, this Happy Meal thing, man, I think a big part of it that I can understand is the nostalgia. And nostalgia is a wonderful thing.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a wonderful thing. And there's a kid in all of us, man. You got a big kid rapping with you right now.
Yeah. And have you seen my studio?
Thank you. We love the things from our childhood, but just like Paul says, look, man, when I was a kid, I thought like a kid. And as an adult, we have a practical approach to entertaining the inner child. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of what makes it, can make it fun and not encroaching on other people, because you got a lot of people out there, they're given over to childish things, and these things cost. And just like a child, you expect somebody else to pay for the things that you want, and that's what we're getting a lot, with society. But, back to the whole nostalgia thing, I can totally understand that, man. And, like, what do you think? It's like, what are your thoughts on, being practical about the nostalgia, being practical about things that you missed when you were a kid, as opposed to, hey, I really miss being a kid. I'm going to go out today in my pajamas, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to go
dressing up for some people at McDonald's now.
Yeah, sure, grown people in their 20s and 30s, man, walk around. You see them in Walmart, in the grocery store and stuff like that, walking around in their pajamas, like, might be a good time to grow up now.
Well, needless to say, I not only don't have any problem with nostalgia, I kind of live by it. Mm-hmm. I mean, the walk-in music for Stratosphere Lounge and now Stratosphere Studios are the theme songs from all the cartoons and shows that I watched when I was growing up. They make me happy. Yeah. It just reminds me of a time. Now, when I say it reminds me of a time when I was happier, this is a known defect in human memory, that we tend to retain the good memories and basically bury the bad ones. Mm-hmm. The happy days, we were never as happy as you think they are now, because you've forgotten intentionally forgotten most of the traumatic stuff. But with that said, it was a much simpler time. I still listen to, every now and then I'll watch like an ABBA video or something, and everybody goes, oh my God, it's so corny. It's like, yes, but it's so innocent. It's so fun. it's so simple. It's so enjoyable. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's laughing. It's not this beating you in the head with a axe handle to get you to, come along with the program. So first of all, you said that it doesn't seem to be going over very well. And I'll get to the what's wrong with nostalgia thing in a second. But what that's telling me is that this woke idea on the part of McDonald's that adults really are children and want to be treated like children has had the same resounding success as Batgirl or Rings of Power, any one of these cultural catastrophes, or Gillette saying that men need to be less toxic and losing, I don't know, was it 60% or 70% of their market overnight. So that's a good sign that there's not lines of people outside. As far as the nostalgia goes, a Happy Meal was designed to be a present, right? It's a present. And the reason it was a present was because going to McDonald's used to be a treat, right, as you mentioned before. I did a video quite a while ago called "Why We Suck," and it was about how terrible it is to be a conservative, have to confront the realities of life. And one of the things I talked about was, look, if your kid is fat and you're fat, that's your fault. That's not the clown's fault. Mm-hmm. Sucks to be a conservative and tell you this. And the reason you can say this is true, McDonald's opened in the 50s. And right up until the 80s, you didn't have fat kids. They were riding bicycles all day, playing baseball, but more importantly, they were going to McDonald's once every 2 weeks or once a month or sometimes a couple times a year. It was okay, we're going to go to, you've been really good. You clean up your room. All right, we'll take you to McDonald's. Mm. This is not like going to be the shortcut for your dinner tonight. This is going to be an event. And so when you get down there, oh, here's a box and a toy and all the rest with the Crown at Burger King, same thing. So when you normalize a treat, it's not a treat anymore. Mm-hmm. And I know this to be true because I have a cat that's diabetic, and he did not enjoy the needles at first, but I realized he loves his little special treats. I don't know what they put in them. I suspect it's nicotine and cocaine. But in any event, he loved those things so much that I realized if I put those down and he starts eating, I could just pinch him in the back of the neck, give him a shot, and now he comes begging me for a shot because he wants the special treats. But I came to realize, and I talked to my cat a lot because I lived alone for most of my life, came to realize that in talking with my cat that these special treats were basically most of his food. Nothing special about special treats that you get twice a day.
Yeah.
And so there's that aspect of it too.
Oh, definitely, man. And with how this is marketed, and this translates into a lot of things, because I think a lot of people are given over to nostalgia. And like I said, I myself, man, that's a feeling that I really enjoy. And it translates into a lot of things, like you mentioned, like, the movies that we have today. It's like people want to really embellish in these things from the past. And they want to do remakes of movies. I hear a lot of people often say that, Hollywood doesn't have any imagination, man. They're always making these remakes of movies and stuff like that. And I don't think it's because of a lack of imagination personally. I think it's because they have too much imagination. Because they want to inject a lot of stuff that really isn't practical or real, that does not work in the real world, and inject these in these movies. And they want us to abide by these things.
The Trojan horse.
Yeah, right. And
we love a Little Mermaid, or we love Star Wars or Star Trek. We love these things as a culture. So they're going to put their values in there. We're going to take it in. And then now that it's inside the walls, then their values come springing out, and they think they can knock us off that way. But people aren't they're just not buying it.
Yeah, but it makes you wonder. It's like, is it the money that you guys want to make, or is it the control of people's perspectives that you really want? Is that the thing that's really worth it to you? And I think it's also ironic that when you have McDonald's that wants to appeal to, I guess, the longing for your childhood. But at the same time, these people also, like with the movies, they're appealing to people's nostalgia and things that they remember from their childhood, while injecting a whole bunch of adult themes into them. It's like they want to make this like, we want to make it for adults. And of course, to make it for adults, we got to add a lot of smut, right? And we got to add like a sexual themes and stuff like that. So I just think it's like really weird that they would want to do things like that. And in the movies, just on another note, even with the movies, like people making remakes and stuff like that, that kind of stuff doesn't really bother me. I don't mind a remake of a movie. It's kind of like being a musician. A lot of times musicians they do cover songs, and the same thing can apply to making motion pictures. You want to make a cover of a motion picture? Do it. A lot of these movies are based on books anyway. So it's like you're not even really covering the movie or making a movie remake. You're making another screen adaptation of a book, that was most likely written before the movie was ever made. So I don't really have a problem with stuff like that. But what I do have a problem with is, what they do with it, the narratives that they're pushing with it. And, that goes back to like, even with McDonald's, we're going to revisit this Happy Meal thing. We're going to reimagine it, and we're going to market it towards adults. And like I said, in a culture where we have a problem with people expecting other people to pay for things that, they really should have, could have gotten themselves. And a Happy Meal wasn't something that a kid was really supposed to go in and get themselves, even though, like you said,
routinely,
it's a treat. So they did earn it, but somebody's going to take them in there and pay for it for them, and things like that.
Yeah.
And, but it's reflective of our culture right now, that seems to want things afforded to them as it is.
Well, if they really wanted to sell the nostalgia without making you feel like an infant, the first thing I would do if I was McDonald's is I'd go right back to the old ad campaigns, I want a Big Mac. That's 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion, on a sesame seed bun. And I would like to have a Coke, please, because it's the real thing. And if you really want to bring people in with nostalgia, you could do a special week-long, month-long thing where you use the actual prices from back in 1972 or whatever the case may be, or even 92, or God, the way things are going now, even 2021 prices would be an improvement. So to me, it sounds like a cynical ploy. It sounds to me like the cynical ploy was predicated on the assumption that Americans are becoming more childish and that the woke message is correct, and the fact that we should be alarmed when society tries to put these woke Trojan horses into our system, but we should also be celebrating the fact that we just reject them at every turn. You get a woke Star Wars, nobody watches Star Wars anymore. Star Wars movies flop now. Same for Star Trek. Same for everything. Ghostbusters and Predator. All of this stuff. Pop culture is politics is downstream of culture, because pop culture allows you to make a decision on a daily basis. I don't want to buy that. I will buy that. I don't want to buy that. I don't want to buy that. Especially don't want to buy that. That happens daily. Elections only happen every 2 years, and the big one only happens every 4 years. So that's why politics is downstream of culture, because culture responds faster. And the culture is not responding to this stuff. So despite the onslaught of all of this horrific stuff, the more they try to shove it down our throats, the more people resist and the more people vote Republicans. So I suppose there's something to be said for that. Keep it up.
Indeed, man. And the thing is, y'all, before we, celebrate that, Disney is crashing and, the film industry is crashing and they're not making the box office sales, that they want, like, these people are complaining about. They're actually blaming the people, for movies.
That's right.
But y'all, and we look at those things and we're saying, all right, but y'all, it can't just be that. We got to fill the gap.
That's right, man.
Fill the gap, man. Don't just be happy because Disney went defunct or anything like that. Where's ours? We got to support those kind of things, and I hope that you guys will do that, over at BillWhittle.com. And, so when they're talking about nostalgia, just like Bill said, man, you should be able to go in there. You want to hear that jingle, Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pound of French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, and sundaes and apple pies. We want to hear all that stuff. See, Bill and I, we got our McRap game down. So we know, we know the jingles, man. So we
yeah, we're laying down those fat beats, man.
Right. So we are definitely not judging against nostalgia. We can totally dig that.
Or McDonald's.
Yeah. It's
McDonald's doesn't make people fat.
No, they don't. That's the truth. Like if you're going to order a supersized meal, McDonald's is like, it's like we've said, it's a treat. If you want to go to McDonald's, you go there, you hang out with your buddies, want to get something fast, you're on your break or something like that. You don't get a supersize for yourself. Supersize, that's like sharing size. Save your money. Save the calories. Half that stuff with your homies. Take them large fries and give them some of that. That's what you do. But like I said, a lot of times, people aren't practical about things, and we end up with what we get. And save them supersized dollars that you would spend on McDonald's, whether for a supersized meal or for one of them adult happy meals, and come on over to BillWhittle.com and get a real treat. And we make sure that we put the right toy in the bag for you. So we hope that you guys will share these videos, hit all them buttons. Like Steve Green says, hit all them buttons and hit them till they smoke. And so we guys, thank you so much. Don't forget, fill the gap. Don't just be happy because these other places are crumbling and stuff like that. Let's fill the gap. Get on over to BillWhittle.com. Make sure you support. We appreciate you. For Bill Whittle, I'm Alfonso Rachel. Virtue Signal. We'll see you guys later.